Here, number 2, I said, or what's given here, O is the center of a circle below. So that is what we have there. And then we also have there OM, right? OM is parallel to AC. Now, what does that mean? We can say, okay, sir, that means, let's take your pen, parallel means it's 90 degrees. You agree with me? But, let's go and see what they also give us. The radius of the circle is 5 centimeters. Now, we know what the radius is, right? It's a line from a center of a circle to any point on the circumference. Right? Remember, OM is not the radius. You agree with me? Because OM is not on the circumference. So if they say the radius of the circle is 5 centimeters, that says that is 5 and that is 5. You agree with me? That's the radius, is 5 centimeters and that. Also what they say is that BC, which is at the bottom, is equal to 8 centimeters. So advisable, remember that, write your information over here. Right? So, once again, what's given? OM, it's perpendicular on AC. Thanks, Martha, for the tip there. So, OM, it's perpendicular, and the word perpendicular says 90 degrees. Right? The radius is 5, so OA is 5, OB is 5, and then BC is also equal to 8. So write the information on your sketch, and if you do that, then it will be easy for you to get to your answer. Right? Let's look at the questions. The first question says, write down the size of angle BCA. Right? Write down the size of angle BCA. Now, come on, kids. This is not a problem because, sir, we've covered this in our previous, chapter, or should I say previous session. One of the theorems. If you have a diameter, because if O is the center, AB is the diameter. And remember, there's a theorem that states the angle on the circumference that's subtended by the diameter, what is the value of angle C? That is equal to 90 degrees. So yes, we can immediately say, therefore, angle BCA is equal to 90 degrees. And obviously your reason, the angle subtended by the diameter. So these are things that if you know your theorems quite well, that should be quite easy. Right? I see John and Masizana said, sir, that is exactly the reason we gave. They said angle C is 90 angles subtended by the diameter. Bonke and John said it's so beautiful. It's 90, it's angles subtended by the diameter. Thank you, guys. I like the interaction. So you can see, if we know our theorems quite well, this is how easy these sums could be. Right? So let's continue. So if that is BCA is equal to 90 degrees, you can immediately put the 90 degrees there. Now, learners, now something you can see something. If two angles there are 90 degrees, what can you say about MO and BC? Right? Back to previous. If these two angles are 90 degrees, that means they are equal. What can we say of the line MO and BC? Right? Come on, guys. You can send me the answer. That is, again, some of the stuff we've dealt with. Let me just see. There's more messages that came through. Okay, I don't know the numbers. Just 366 that says 8 units. Umtiza High School is also with us. Okay, Umtiza High School, welcome to you. And then Tisa already gave me the answers here, the lengths of AM and AC. Thank you guys. I like the interaction. Continue with your answers. So if these two are equal, then you probably agree with me by saying, sir, then these two lines must be parallel. Why is it parallel? It's parallel because what do we call these two? We call that what type of angles? Absolutely corresponding angles. Right, so that's my parallel lines. That's my transversal. So then it means these two are equal, then this is parallel. Now let's go to our proportionality theorem. What does it state? It says, yes, if that side is equal to that, and this one is parallel to that, that's part of our Gr10 theorem. We can immediately say, we can also say, so OM is half of BC. You with me? OM is half of BC. So if BC is 8, we can immediately say MO or OM is equal to 4. Right? And there I can see the answers are coming in. Thank you guys. Perfect. So now they ask, calculate the length of AM with reasons. And by doing that, you can immediately see, man, guys, I've got my answer. So right, let's write it down. We're going to say, you can write down, yes, OA is equal to OB, it's 5. It's given in our information there. You can say, yes, OM is half of BC because of parallel lines. And then we can go straight into finding the value of AM. And how do we do that? Yes, I can see the answers are flying in. So if you look at triangle, so if I say here, in triangle AMO, right? That is the right angle triangle there. In any right angle triangle, there's a theorem of Pythagoras that says that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So the statement we can write down, so AM squared, remember where's your hypotenuse? It's opposite the 90 degrees. That is the longer side. So the longer side is the sum of the other two. So AM squared will be equal to AO squared minus the value of OM squared. And yes, we're going to say that is Pythagoras. So if we put the values in there, what is AO? AO is 5 squared. What is OM? That is 4 squared. So that gives me 25 minus 16. Right? Just get me another color here. And that gives me equal to 9. So if I want AM is the square root of 9, and that is equal to 3. Right? I see my answers coming in. I also can't keep up. I see a lot of guys sending their WhatsApp messages. Thank you, guys. The theorem is coming all in. Pythagoras. Mount Frere is also saying so. We also here. Holy Cross. Amazizi Senior Secondary School. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the information. Might not even answer all your things, but also the answers that's giving in here, that I see on here, is just what I want. And yes, there's a question that Dickie asked, is, this is exam, sir? Yes, Dickie, this was an exam question. So it shows, if I know my theorems quite well, exam questions shouldn't be so hard, especially the geometry part, right? So let's just continue with our practices.